be me. 26-year-old guy working as a relationship counselor at a wellness center downtown. Got my degree in psychology, but mostly use it to mess with people's heads for my own entertainment. Live alone in a nice apartment that my parents paid for, even though I haven't spoken to them in 3 years. They keep trying to call, but I ignore every single one because family is just dead weight that expects things from you. My younger brother Scott got married last year and didn't invite me after I told his fiancée that he cheated during his bachelor party. He didn't actually cheat, I just made it up because watching them scramble was hilarious. They still got married, but I hear things are rocky, which brings me joy. Anyway, I'm really good at my job because people trust me and I know exactly what buttons to push. This woman Brenda comes in for her first session. She's been married for 7 years and thinks her husband might be distant. Sit there with my concerned face on, nodding and taking notes like I actually care. Tell me, Brenda, when did you first notice this distance? She goes into this long story about how her husband works late and doesn't communicate like he used to. From what she's describing, he's probably just stressed about work and still loves her. But where's the fun in telling her that? Brenda, I'm going to be honest with you, and this might be hard to hear. She leans forward, already looking worried. This is too easy. The patterns you're describing are classic signs of emotional detachment. Often it means someone has already checked out of the marriage mentally. Watch her face fall. It's like watching a building collapse in slow motion. But I also see signs that suggest he might be investing his emotional energy elsewhere. She starts crying and asking if I think he's cheating. Don't confirm or deny, just let her spiral. I can't say for certain, but I think you need to trust your intuition here. She leaves my office convinced her husband is having an affair, even though I have zero evidence of that. Charge her $200 for the session. 2 weeks later, she's back, tells me she confronted her husband and he denied everything. He says I'm being paranoid and that I need to trust him. Ask her if she believes him. I want to, but after what you said, I keep looking for signs. Perfect. The seed has been planted. Brenda, gaslighting is a common tactic, making you feel crazy for noticing legitimate concerns. She nods vigorously, eating up every word. Spend the next 3 sessions reinforcing her paranoia, suggesting she check his phone, follow him after work, document everything. She comes back a month later looking destroyed. I hired a private investigator like you suggested. Didn't actually suggest that, but okay. He's not cheating, there's nothing. I wasted $3,000. She's sobbing in my office and I'm fighting the urge to smile. Well, the absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence. He could just be very careful. Her marriage is completely destroyed now because she can't trust him, and he's fed up with her accusations. She files for divorce 2 months later. Leave her a review request. She gives me 5 stars and writes about how I opened her eyes to the truth. Marriage number 1 down. My coworker Heather notices I'm in a good mood and asks what's up. Tell her I just love helping people find clarity. She's this annoyingly optimistic person who actually believes in love and saving marriages. Makes me want to vomit. Decides she needs to be knocked down a peg. Find out through office gossip that she's been dating this guy Ian for about 6 months. See them together at a coffee shop one Saturday. They look disgustingly happy. Start casually mentioning to Heather that Ian seems familiar. I swear I've seen him somewhere before. She asks where and I just shrug mysteriously, plant the seed and let it grow. A few days later, I remember where I saw him. Heather, I need to tell you something and it's going to be uncomfortable. She immediately looks concerned. I realized where I recognized Ian from. He was at this bar I went to a few weeks ago, and he was with another woman. Total lie. I've never seen Ian anywhere except with her. She gets defensive immediately. Are you sure it was him? Pretty sure. Same build, same hair, same tattoo on his forearm. Ian doesn't have a tattoo, but she's too flustered to remember that. Maybe it was someone who looked like him. Maybe, but I wanted you to know just in case. Watch her spiral over the next week. She's constantly checking his phone and asking where he's been. Ian comes to the office one day to pick her up for lunch, and I introduce myself, shake his hand, and make intense eye contact. Nice to finally meet you. Heather talks about you constantly. He seems like a genuinely nice guy, which makes this even better. Pull Heather aside later. Just so you know, he seemed nervous when he met me. He wasn't nervous. He was perfectly normal. Just an observation. 2 months of this and they break up because she's convinced he's hiding something and he's exhausted from her constant suspicion. She cries in the break room and I bring her tissues. You deserve someone who's honest with you. She thanks me through tears. This is better than any TV show. Relationship number 2 destroyed. My client roster is growing because apparently I'm getting a reputation as someone who tells it like it is. This guy Kenneth comes in, mid-40s, married for 15 years, 2 kids. He's worried because his wife Dana wants to go back to school, and he thinks it'll disrupt their family dynamic. She's talking about getting her master's degree, which means less time at home and more expenses. Sounds like a supportive husband's concern, but let's twist this. Kenneth, I'm hearing a lot of anxiety about change, which is normal. He nods, relieved that I understand. But I'm also hearing something else. It sounds like Dana might be trying to establish independence separate from your family. His face changes. What do you mean? Sometimes when a partner suddenly wants to change their life trajectory, it's because they're preparing for a different future. Let that hang in the air. You think she's planning to leave me? I don't confirm or deny, just tilt my head sympathetically. I think you should consider all possibilities. He leaves looking shaken, comes back next week and says he told Dana he doesn't support her going back to school. She got really upset and said I was being controlling. Ask him how that made him feel. Angry because I'm just trying to protect our family. Kenneth, her reaction is very telling. Defensive anger often indicates guilt. He's nodding along, completely buying it. Over the next few months, I convince him that Dana's desire for education is actually her planning an exit strategy. Suggest he should protect his assets, maybe separate their finances. He does exactly that. Dana finds out and is furious, sees it as him not trusting her. They fight constantly now. Kids are caught in the middle. Kenneth comes in looking exhausted. She's sleeping in the guest room, barely talks to me. Sometimes marriages have run their course. Maybe you two want different things now. He files for divorce 6 months later, convinced Dana was going to leave him anyway. She actually wasn't. She just wanted a degree. Marriage number 3 down. Get a call from my sister Diane, who I haven't spoken to in 2 years. Mom wants to have a family dinner. She's asking if you'll come. Why would I do that? Because she's sick and wants to see her kids together. She's probably faking it for attention. She's always been dramatic. She has cancer. Still not going, that's her problem. Diane starts crying and calling me heartless. Hang up and block her number. Family is just people who think they own you because you share DNA. Scott texts me a few days later. You're really not going to visit Mom? Nope. What is wrong with you? Nothing. I just don't waste time on people who expect things from me. He sends a long paragraph about family and obligation. Delete it without reading and block him too. Feel absolutely nothing about this, which people would probably call concerning, but I call freedom. Back at work, I get assigned a new client named Patricia. She's in her early 30s, engaged, wedding is in 4 months. I'm having some pre-wedding jitters and my friend recommended you. Tell me about these jitters. I love Greg, I do, but sometimes I wonder if we're rushing into this. They've been together for 4 years. This is not rushing. But I nod like this is a serious concern. Patricia, cold feet are normal, but persistent doubt is your subconscious trying to tell you something. She looks worried now. You think I shouldn't marry him? I think you should explore where this doubt is coming from. Spend 3 sessions helping her explore by pointing out every minor incompatibility. He likes action movies. She likes dramas. He wants kids right away. She wants to wait 2 years. He's messy. She's organized. Normal couple stuff that every relationship has. But I frame each one as a fundamental incompatibility. These aren't small differences, Patricia. These are core value mismatches. She's taking notes like I'm some kind of prophet. What should I do? Only you can answer that. But I'd ask yourself if you can live with these differences for the next 50 years. She cancels the wedding 2 weeks before the date. Greg apparently is devastated and her family is furious. She comes in crying about how everyone is mad at her. You made the right choice. Better to end it now than divorce later. She stops coming to sessions after that, but the damage is done. Engagement number 4 destroyed. Heather notices I seem particularly pleased lately. You've been smiling a lot, new girlfriend? Don't believe in relationships. They're just mutual manipulation with extra steps. Just enjoying work. She gives me this weird look. Sometimes I can't tell if you actually like helping people or if you just like the power. Both, but mostly the power. She laughs, thinking I'm joking. I'm not joking. Get a group therapy session scheduled. It's for couples who are struggling. 3 couples show up, all in various stages of relationship decay. This is like a buffet of opportunities. Spend the session having them share their problems while I mentally categorize which marriages I can end quickest. Couple 1 is Harold and Simone, married 3 years, arguing about money. Couple 2 is Peter and Ruth, together 10 years, issues with intimacy. Couple 3 is Marcus and Joy, married 1 year, problems with in-laws. By the end of the session, I've planted seeds of doubt in all 3 relationships. Told Harold that Simone's spending might indicate she's not invested in their shared future. Suggested to Ruth that Peter's low libido might mean he's getting needs met elsewhere. Mentioned to Marcus that Joy's close relationship with her parents might mean she's not ready to prioritize her marriage. They all leave looking worse than when they came in. Charge each couple $300. This is the best job ever. A few weeks later, Harold calls asking for an individual session. He's filed for divorce and wants help processing it. Pretend to be sympathetic while he describes how Simone was blindsided. She keeps saying I gave up too easily, but I know I made the right choice. You absolutely did. Trust your gut. He seems relieved that someone validates him. Marriage number 5 down. Ruth and Peter stopped coming to sessions, but I hear through Heather that they separated. Apparently Ruth accused Peter of cheating and he denied it, but she wouldn't believe him. Classic. Marriage number 6 down. Marcus and Joy are still trying to make it work, which is annoying. They come in for another session. Joy is talking about setting boundaries with her parents. We're working on it. My parents are trying to be more respectful. This is actually healthy progress. Can't let that happen. Marcus, how does it make you feel that Joy needed her parents' permission to set boundaries? I didn't need permission. I just talked to them about it. Joy looks confused. That's not what happened. Marcus is now defensive. Sit back and watch them argue about something I completely made up. By the end of the session, they're barely speaking to each other. Marriage number 7 is teetering on the edge. My boss, Dr. Reynolds, calls me into his office one day. I've noticed you have a very high rate of clients who end up divorcing. That's because I'm helping them see reality. Or you're projecting your own cynicism onto vulnerable people. I help people stop wasting time in bad relationships. He looks at me like he's trying to figure something out. Most therapists try to help couples work through problems. You seem to encourage separation. I encourage honesty and self-awareness. I'm going to be monitoring your cases more closely. Fine by me. I haven't technically done anything wrong. Leave his office annoyed that someone is finally paying attention. Need to be more subtle. Get a new client named Tessa, who's having trouble with her long-distance boyfriend. We've been together for 2 years, but he just moved across the country for work. Tell me about the relationship. It's good, we love each other, but the distance is hard. Long-distance relationships have a 90% failure rate. Completely made-up statistic, but she doesn't know that. Really? That high? Unfortunately, yes, the physical separation often leads to emotional separation. She looks devastated. Spend the next few sessions convincing her that her boyfriend will inevitably cheat or leave. Men have needs that can't be met through a phone screen. She's crying now. I trust him, though. That's admirable. But statistically speaking, you're setting yourself up for heartbreak. She breaks up with him over the phone during our session. He's apparently confused and heartbroken because everything was fine from his perspective. Tessa is sobbing, and I hand her tissues. You did the right thing, protecting yourself from inevitable pain. She thanks me between sobs. Relationship number 8 destroyed. Heather confronts me in the break room. Did you tell Tessa that long-distance relationships have a 90% failure rate? It's a general statistic. No, it's not. I looked it up. You made that up. She's getting too observant. Must have been thinking of a different study. You're lying. Why would you lie to a client? I was helping her avoid future pain. By causing her current pain? That makes no sense. She's looking at me like I'm a stranger. I used to think you were just cynical, but now I think you're actually cruel. Think what you want. Walk away before she can continue. Need to do something about Heather. She's becoming a problem. Start spreading a rumor that Heather has been sharing client information with other staff members. Completely untrue, but people believe it because I'm convincing. Within 2 weeks, she's called into HR for an ethics investigation. She knows it was me, confronts me in the parking lot. You did this? I know you did. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're a psychopath. That's a clinical diagnosis you're not qualified to make. She looks like she wants to hit me, but just walks away. She ends up quitting after the investigation finds no evidence, but damages her reputation anyway. Problem solved. Get assigned to another group therapy session. 4 new couples, all thinking I'm going to save their relationships. Spend 6 weeks systematically destroying each one. Tell couple 1 that their communication styles are fundamentally incompatible. Tell couple 2 that one partner is clearly more invested than the other. Tell couple 3 that their sexual incompatibility will breed resentment. Tell couple 4 that they got married too young and for the wrong reasons. By the end of the 6 weeks, 3 of the 4 couples have separated. The 4th couple stops coming, but I hear they're taking a break. Marriage is 9, 10, and 11 down. My client retention is actually terrible, but my initial consultation rate is high. People keep coming because I have great reviews and they don't realize I'm the reason their relationships end. Get a call from Scott again, different number. Mom died. Okay, that's all you have to say? What do you want me to say? She asked about you at the end, wanted to know if you'd come. Well, I didn't, so. You're genuinely sick, you know that? I'm practical. There's a difference. No, you're broken. Something is fundamentally wrong with you. If you say so. Hang up and block the new number. Feel absolutely nothing about my mother's death. She was just a person who gave birth to me. That doesn't mean I owe her anything. Diane somehow gets my email and sends this long message about how I'm selfish and cruel and destroying the family. Delete it without reading past the first line. Family is a social construct designed to trap people in obligation. I refuse to participate. Back at work, Dr. Reynolds calls me in again. I've been reviewing your cases and I'm seeing a concerning pattern. What pattern is that? Every single couple you've worked with in the past year has separated or divorced because I helped them see the truth about their relationships. Or you're actively sabotaging them. That's a serious accusation. It is, and I'm starting an official review of your practices. Fine, review away. I've done nothing wrong. He looks frustrated. Technically, you haven't violated any rules, but ethically, you're in a gray area. Ethics are subjective. Not in this profession, they're not. Whatever, I'll cooperate with your review. Leave his office knowing I need to cover my tracks better. Start documenting. Every session, meticulously, making sure my notes show I was exploring options and encouraging communication. Can't prove I was deliberately sabotaging relationships if my notes look professional. Get a new client named Victor, who's married with kids but attracted to someone at work. I haven't done anything, but I can't stop thinking about her. This is exactly the kind of case I love. Victor, emotional affairs often precede physical ones. The fact that you're thinking about her constantly is significant. I don't want to cheat, I love my wife. But do you though? He looks shocked. Of course I do. Then why are you attracted to someone else? Spend the next few sessions convincing him that his attraction to his coworker means his marriage is dead. Your subconscious is telling you that you're not getting what you need at home. He starts pulling away from his wife emotionally. She notices and asks what's wrong. He tells her he's not happy, seemingly out of nowhere from her perspective. They try marriage counseling with someone else, but the damage is done. He's convinced their marriage is over and files for divorce 6 months later. Marriage number 12 down. Dr. Reynolds completes his review and calls me in. I can't find any technical violations, but I'm recommending you focus on individual therapy rather than couples counseling. Trying to limit my impact, smart. Whatever you think is best. I'm serious. Something about your approach with couples is resulting in consistently negative outcomes. Maybe the couples that come to me are already doomed. Or maybe you're the common factor. Correlation doesn't equal causation. He sighs. Just move to individual therapy. Fine. Actually prefer individual therapy anyway. Easier to manipulate one person than two. Start taking on clients with anxiety, depression, relationship issues. Use my position to make their problems worse while appearing to help. Woman with anxiety? Convince her that her fears are justified and she should avoid situations that scare her. Man with depression? Tell him that his negative thoughts are realistic assessments of his life. Teenager with self-esteem issues? Reinforce that everyone is judging them and they're right to be self-conscious. I'm technically following therapy protocols, just in the worst possible way. My client load is massive because people keep getting referred to me. Apparently, I'm really good at validating feelings that I helped create, but sure. One client named Owen comes in struggling with social anxiety. I want to put myself out there more, but I'm terrified of rejection. Rejection is painful, your fear is protecting you. But isn't avoiding things making it worse? Depends on your perspective. Sometimes avoiding pain is the smart choice. Watch him retreat further into isolation over the next few months. He stops going to social events, quits his recreational sports league, barely leaves his apartment, comes in looking miserable. I feel so alone. Loneliness is the price of self-protection. He looks at me like I just said something profound. It's actually just nihilistic garbage, but he's eating it up. Another client, Stephanie, is recovering from a bad breakup. I'm trying to move on, but I keep thinking about him. Maybe you should reach out. Really? I thought I should give him space. Space is what people say when they want permission to move on. If you really love him, fight for it. She texts him that night. He tells her he's seeing someone else. She comes in devastated. You told me to reach out, and now I feel worse. At least now you have closure. She's crying, and I'm fighting the urge to smile. Sometimes I wonder if I'm actually helping anyone or if I just enjoy watching people suffer. It's definitely the latter. Get invited to speak at a psychology conference about effective therapeutic techniques. Spend an hour talking about validation and honesty while a room full of therapists nods along. They have no idea I use these techniques to destroy people's lives. Someone asks how I maintain boundaries with clients. I remain objective and focused on their best interests. Complete lie, I'm entirely focused on my own entertainment. Get a standing ovation. This is hilarious. After the conference, several therapists asked for my contact info to collaborate. Give them fake information because I don't want colleagues examining my work too closely. Get home to my empty apartment and pour a drink. Check my phone and there's a message from a number I don't recognize. This is Diane. Mom left you something in her will. You need to come to the lawyer's office. Delete the message. Don't care what she left me. Probably some guilt trip object meant to make me feel bad. I don't feel bad. I don't feel anything. That's the secret, really. Once you stop caring about anyone, you're free. Go back to work Monday and take on 3 new clients. All of them have problems I can exploit. Client 1 is questioning his sexuality but afraid to come out. Instead of supporting him, I suggest that confusion means he shouldn't act on anything. Maybe you're just going through a phase. No need to disrupt your life over uncertainty. He stays closeted and miserable. Client 2 is in an emotionally abusive relationship but feels guilty about leaving. Well, relationships require sacrifice. Maybe this is yours. She stays and the abuse gets worse. Client 3 is struggling with grief after losing a parent. Grief is just your mind's way of punishing you for not appreciating them when they were alive. Watch them spiral into depression. I'm genuinely good at this job if the goal is causing maximum psychological damage. Dr. Reynolds announces he's retiring and a new director is taking over. Her name is Dr. Chen, and she immediately schedules meetings with all the therapists. Sit in her office while she reviews my file. Your client outcomes are concerning. I help people see reality. Your clients consistently get worse under your care. They come to me already struggling, but they leave worse than when they arrived. She's more perceptive than Reynolds. I'm implementing mandatory peer reviews of all therapy sessions. That's a violation of client confidentiality. Not if clients consent, which they will if they want to continue therapy here. Feel the first hint of actual concern. Peer reviews mean other therapists will see exactly what I'm doing. Need to be even more careful now. Start adjusting my approach, being more subtle in my manipulation. Instead of direct suggestions, I use questions that lead clients to destructive conclusions on their own. What do you think it means that your partner did that? Let them spiral. How does that make you interpret their intentions? Watch them construct narratives of betrayal. Technically, I'm just asking questions, can't be blamed for their answers. First peer review comes up and it's with Dr. Chen herself. She sits in on a session with my client Brandon, who's working through anger issues. I'm on my best behavior, using all the right therapeutic language. After the session, she looks impressed. That was really good work. You helped him identify his triggers. Thank you. Keep this up and we won't have any issues. Plan to continue my usual methods, just more carefully. Weeks pass and I perfect the art of subtle manipulation. Destroying lives while maintaining plausible deniability. Get assigned a new client named Rita, who's engaged, but her fiancé wants a prenup. I feel like he doesn't trust me. What does the prenup say? Just standard stuff about assets, but it hurts that he thinks we'll divorce. Prenups are essentially planning for failure. You're right to be concerned. She takes this and runs with it, confronting her fiancé. They fight about it for weeks. She comes back in. He says it's just practical, but I can't shake the feeling that he's expecting us to fail. Actions speak louder than words. He's showing you what he really thinks about your future. She calls off the engagement a month later. Engagement number 13 destroyed. I've lost count at this point of how many relationships I've ended. It's become less about the individual cases and more about the numbers game. How many can I destroy before someone stops me? Turns out the answer is quite a lot because I'm still employed and thriving. Get a promotion to senior therapist. Dr. Chen thinks I've really improved since the peer review. If only she knew. Celebrate by taking on even more clients and expanding my reach. Start a blog about relationships where I give terrible advice disguised as wisdom. If you have to work at a relationship, it's not meant to be. Trust your gut. If something feels wrong, it probably is. You can't change people, accept them, or leave. All technically true, but framed in the most destructive way possible. The blog gets thousands of followers. People eat this stuff up because it validates their worst impulses. Someone comments, "Your advice saved me from a toxic relationship." They have no idea their relationship was probably fine, and I just convinced them otherwise. My face when I've destroyed over a dozen relationships and marriages, and people literally pay me to do it. That feeling when you realize society rewards your worst impulses as long as you frame them as helping people and nobody can stop you because you're technically following all the rules. Be me. 25-year-old guy who lives for the thrill of winning arguments and proving people wrong at every opportunity. Work at a tech startup doing data analysis, but mostly spend time arguing with coworkers about literally everything. My roommate Tyler says I have a problem with always needing to be right. I don't have a problem. I'm just correct more often than most people, and it's not my fault they can't handle that. Currently single because my last girlfriend, Stephanie, broke up with me after I spent 2 hours explaining why her opinion about a movie was objectively wrong. She called me exhausting and blocked my number. Women just can't handle intellectual debate, apparently. Anyway, there's this girl, Olivia, who works in the marketing department at my company. She's smart, argumentative, and constantly challenges me on things, which is both annoying and kind of exciting. We've had debates about everything from the best programming language to whether pineapple belongs on pizza. I've won every single argument because I'm thorough and never concede a point. One day we're in the break room and she's talking to her friend Melissa about some guy she went on a date with. He seemed nice, but there was just no spark, interrupt their conversation because I have thoughts about this. The whole concept of sparks is just brain chemistry, and people use it as an excuse to avoid putting in effort. Olivia turns to me with this annoyed expression. Nobody asked for your opinion. I'm just stating facts. The idea of instant connection is statistically improbable and culturally constructed. Melissa excuses herself awkwardly, and now it's just me and Olivia. Why do you always have to contradict everything people say? I don't contradict everything. I correct misconceptions. That's the same thing, and it's incredibly annoying. This turns into a full argument about whether soulmates exist. She believes in the romantic idea of soulmates. One person destined for you. I argue it's mathematical nonsense. There are billions of people, and the concept of one perfect match is illogical. You're so cynical. Have you ever even been in love? Love is just oxytocin and dopamine. It's not some mystical force. God, you're impossible. I actually feel sorry for anyone who dates you. At least I deal in reality instead of fairy tales. She's getting visibly frustrated, and I'm enjoying this way too much. Fine. If soulmates don't exist, then explain why some couples just work perfectly together. Compatibility is based on shared values, communication, and effort, not destiny. You're missing the point entirely. No, you're avoiding logic entirely. She slams her coffee cup down. You know what? I bet you couldn't recognize a soulmate if they were standing right in front of you, because they don't exist. Or maybe you're just too closed off to ever experience it. This feels like a personal attack now. I can experience connection just fine. I just don't attribute it to cosmic forces. Prove it then. What? If you're so sure you understand relationships better than everyone else, prove you can actually connect with someone. This is a weird challenge, but I'm competitive by nature. Fine. I'll prove that connection is just about compatibility metrics and has nothing to do with soulmates. She laughs like she doesn't believe me. Good luck with that, Mr. Robot. Spend the rest of the day annoyed that she called me Mr. Robot. Tyler comes home and finds me aggressively typing on my laptop. What are you doing? Creating a spreadsheet of compatibility factors to prove Olivia wrong. Dude, this is why you're single. This is research. It's important. He looks at my screen and starts laughing. You made a formula for human connection? It's based on psychological studies and relationship success factors. You're insane. Please go outside and talk to actual humans. I talk to humans all the time. Arguing doesn't count as talking. Whatever. He doesn't understand the principle of the thing. Next day at work, Olivia's in the kitchen again, and I approach her with my laptop. I've created a comprehensive analysis of relationship compatibility factors. She looks at my spreadsheet and bursts out laughing. You actually made a spreadsheet? This is the saddest thing I've ever seen. It's data-driven, which is more reliable than your feelings. Relationships aren't math problems. Everything is a math problem if you quantify it correctly. Her friend Melissa walks in and sees what we're arguing about. Oh my God, are you two fighting about relationships again? We're having a discussion about compatibility. Olivia rolls her eyes. He thinks he can prove soulmates don't exist with a spreadsheet. Melissa looks between us with this weird smile. You two argue like an old married couple. We do not. Olivia agrees immediately. Absolutely not. We argue because he's insufferable. I'm thorough. There's a difference. Melissa's still smiling. Whatever you say, but the energy between you two is interesting. She leaves and Olivia looks uncomfortable. Don't listen to her. She's always trying to play matchmaker. Noted, and I wouldn't want people to get the wrong idea anyway. Trust me, nobody is getting any ideas. Good, because that would be ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. We stand there for a second in awkward silence. So, are you actually going to try to prove your point or just make spreadsheets? I'll prove it. Just give me time to design a proper experiment. She laughs and walks away. Spend the next week observing couples and taking notes like a creepy scientist. Tyler catches me analyzing a couple at a coffee shop. Dude, you're being weird. I'm gathering data on interaction patterns. You're staring at strangers and writing in a notebook. That's serial killer behavior. It's anthropological observation. It's weird, stop it. Fine, I'll gather data differently. Decide to use myself as a test subject, download every dating app, and create a profile based on my compatibility algorithm. Swipe based purely on compatibility metrics, ignoring photos and going straight for bio information. Match with several women who meet my criteria. Tyler sees me going on multiple dates that week. Okay, so you're actually trying. I'm proving a point. By dating multiple people? It's research dating, completely different. First date is with someone named Casey who shares my interest in data science. We spend 2 hours discussing algorithm optimization. She's intelligent and we have great conversation, but I feel absolutely nothing. Date 2 is with Laura, who has similar hobbies and values. We have a nice dinner, but again, no emotional connection whatsoever. Date 3 through 7 all follow the same pattern. Great. On paper, compatible by metrics, but zero chemistry. Starting to wonder if maybe there's something to the whole spark thing. No, that's ridiculous. I just haven't found the right compatibility match. Olivia asks how my research is going during the lunch. I've been on 7 dates with highly compatible individuals. And it's confirmed that compatibility is important, but there are variables I haven't accounted for. She's trying not to smile. Variables like chemistry and attraction, those are just neurological responses that can be predicted with enough information. Or maybe you're wrong and there's something more to it. I'm not wrong, I just need to refine my model. Or maybe you could admit that some things can't be quantified. Everything can be quantified. She sighs and stands up. You're exhausting, you know that? I'm dedicated to empirical truth. No, you're just stubborn. She walks away and I'm left sitting there feeling oddly deflated. Tyler finds me that evening staring at my spreadsheet. How's the quest to prove love is fake going? I never said love is fake. I said soulmates are a social construct. Same energy. Pour myself a drink. Maybe I'm approaching this wrong. You think? What if the missing variable is time? Or what if you're just overthinking everything like you always do? That's literally impossible. You can't overthink if you're pursuing truth. Dude, you're the poster child for overthinking. Decide I need to run a longer-term experiment. Need someone willing to go on multiple dates to test if connection develops over time. Problem is, I've burned through most of my matches, arguing with them about various topics. Apparently women don't enjoy being told they're wrong on first dates. Who knew? Back at work, Olivia is presenting a marketing campaign to the team. Her presentation has a statistical error in the projected reach numbers. Raise my hand. Your calculation for viral coefficient is off by about 15%. She stops mid-sentence and stares at me. Excuse me? The formula you use doesn't account for platform algorithm changes. Can see her grip tighten on the clicker. We can discuss this after the presentation. I'm just trying to help. My coworker Josh whispers, Dude, read the room. Presentation ends and Olivia asks to speak with me privately in a conference room. She closes the door. What is wrong with you? Your numbers were incorrect. So you decided to correct me in front of the entire team? I was helping you avoid embarrassment later. By embarrassing me right then? That's not helping, that's you needing to be right. There's a difference between needing to be right and being right. She looks like she might throw something. Do you have any idea how insufferable you are? Multiple people have mentioned it. And yet you keep doing it, because accuracy matters. So does basic human decency. We're both standing there, tension's high. You know what your problem is? I'm sure you're going to tell me. Your problem is that you think being smart means you're always right, but you're actually just alone. That hits different than expected. I'm not alone by circumstance, it's by choice. Keep telling yourself that. She leaves and I'm standing in the conference room, feeling attacked. Josh pokes his head in. You good, man? Fine, why does everyone keep asking that? Because you just got destroyed and you look shaken. I'm not shaken, I'm processing feedback. Right, well, maybe process that Olivia has a point. Whose side are you on? Reality's side, which apparently you have trouble with. Everyone's a philosopher today. Go home and Tyler's having people over. His girlfriend Zoe is there with some friends. They're playing board games and drinking. Zoe waves me over. Come play with us. Not really in the mood. Come on, it'll be fun. We're playing code names. Fine, whatever. Sit down and end up on a team with Zoe's friend Harper. She's giving clues and I keep overthinking them. The clue is blue, too. Start analyzing every blue thing on the board. Just point to something, I'm thinking. You're overthinking. Everyone is saying that today. We lose the game because I took too long on every turn. Harper looks frustrated. Has anyone ever told you that you're a lot? Today? Yes, multiple times. Tyler pulls me aside. Dude, what's going on with you? Nothing. Why? You're even more intense than usual. Had a fight with Olivia. The girl you're always arguing with? We don't always argue. Bro, that's literally your entire relationship. It's not a relationship. We're coworkers. Tyler gives me this look. You talk about her constantly. I do not. You literally just brought her up unprompted. That doesn't mean anything. Whatever you say, man. Go to my room and check my phone. Olivia texted me. Sorry for what I said earlier, that was harsh. Feel weird reading this. Text back that it's fine. Still, I shouldn't have attacked you personally. I probably deserved it for interrupting your presentation. Probably, definitely. There's the Olivia I know. But seriously, why do you always need to win every argument? Good question, don't have a good answer. Type and delete. Several responses, finally settle on, I guess I equate being right with being valuable. She doesn't respond for a while then. That's actually kind of sad. Thanks for the pity. Not pity, just observation. You're smart, but you use it like a weapon. Never thought about it that way. Maybe you should. We text back and forth for the next hour. It's the longest conversation we've had without arguing. She tells me about why she believes in soulmates. Her grandparents were married for 60 years and were inseparable. They just worked. Even when things were hard, they chose each other every day. That's partnership, not cosmic destiny. Can it be both? Suppose it could be. Did you just concede a point? Don't get used to it. She sends a laughing emoji. Fall asleep texting her, which is new. Next morning, Tyler sees me smiling at my phone. Who are you texting? Nobody. You're literally smiling at your phone. That's not nobody. Fine, it's Olivia. He nearly spits out his coffee. The girl you're always fighting with? We're not fighting. We're having a discussion. At 11 p.m. on a Tuesday? It's a very engaging discussion. Tyler is grinning. Dude, you like her. I don't. We're just talking. You're texting her at night and smiling. That's liking someone. That's correlation, not causation. There's that overthinking again. Go to work and Olivia's already at her desk. Walk over and she looks up. Morning, about last night. Yeah? I've been thinking about what you said. About me using intelligence as a weapon. She looks surprised. And you might have a point. Wow, 2 concessions in 12 hours. Are you feeling okay? Don't push it. She smiles. Want to grab lunch later? Sure. Walk away feeling weird again. Josh rolls his chair over. Did you just make plans with Olivia? Lunch plans, yes. Character development. Everyone's a critic. Lunch rolls around and we go to this sandwich place nearby. Sitting across from her without arguing feels strange. So, how's your soulmate research going? Abandon it. The methodology was flawed. Oh? I was trying to quantify something that might not be entirely quantifiable. She's looking at me weird. Who are you? And what did you do with the real you? capable of admitting when I'm wrong. Since when? Since recently, apparently. We talk about other things, work, hobbies, weekend plans. It's nice not trying to win anything. This is weird, she says. What is? Us having a normal conversation. Yeah, it is. Good weird, though. Agree. Walk back to the office and realize I don't want lunch to end. We should do this again. She says it before I can, definitely. Over the next few weeks, we have lunch regularly, start texting more, about everything and nothing. Tyler notices I'm in a better mood. Things going well with Olivia? We're friends. Friends who text constantly and have lunch dates? They're not dates. Keep telling yourself that. One Friday, Olivia invites me to a party her friend is throwing. It's casual, just drinks and hanging out. Show up and she's there with Melissa and some other people. She introduces me to everyone. This is the coworker I was telling you about. Melissa gives me this knowing look. The one you're always arguing with? We don't argue anymore. Olivia nudges me. We argue less. Compromise. Spend the evening actually enjoying socializing. Olivia and I end up on the balcony later. Thanks for coming. Thanks for inviting me. You're different lately. Different how? Less intense, more relaxed. Maybe you're a good influence. She smiles and we're standing close. Can I tell you something? Sure. I kind of miss our arguments. Really? Yeah, they were annoying but also kind of fun. I can start arguing again if you want. Don't you dare. We're both laughing and then we're kissing. Pull back after a minute. So, was that quantifiable? Definitely felt like brain chemistry. She hits my arm. You're impossible. Kiss her again. We should probably talk about this. About what? About us, about what this is. Can it just be what it is without overanalyzing? She looks impressed. Look at you, being spontaneous. Don't get used to it. We head back inside and Melissa immediately notices something. Oh my God, did you two finally hook up? Olivia blushes. Melissa, I'm taking that as a yes. The whole group is now invested in whatever this is. Leave the party together and I walk her to her car. So what now? Want to go on an actual date? Like a planned, intentional date? Yeah, one where I don't bring a spreadsheet. She laughs. Tomorrow? Tomorrow works. Kiss her goodnight and drive home feeling weird. Tyler is still awake. How was the party? I think I'm dating Olivia. He throws a pillow at me. Finally! I've been watching you two dance around this for months. It wasn't months. Dude, it was definitely months. Whatever. So how'd it happen? We kissed on the balcony. That's it? No grand gesture? Not everything needs to be dramatic. He's grinning like an idiot. I'm happy for you, man. Thanks. Next day, I'm nervous about the date, which is unusual. Pick her up at 7 and we go to this Italian place. Dinner is great. Conversation flows naturally. Can I ask you something? Sure. Why did it take us so long to get here? Because I was too busy trying to be right to realize I liked you. She reaches across the table and takes my hand. For what it's worth, I liked arguing with you. Past tense? Present tense, I still do. Good, because I'm not suddenly going to agree with everything you say. I'd be disappointed if you did. After dinner, we walk around downtown, end up at this overlook with a view of the city. This is nice. Yeah, it is. So, are we officially together now? Do we need to label it? I'd like to. Then yes, we're together. She kisses me. You know what's funny? What? Melissa called this months ago. Called what? She said we had soulmate energy. We did not. Are you really going to argue about this? We're literally standing here together. Clearly we're compatible. Or maybe we're soulmates. That's not scientifically sound. She's laughing. There he is. What? The argumentative guy I fell for. You fell for me? Unfortunately, yes. That's actually really sweet. Don't let it go to your head. Too late. Over the next few months, things are great. We argue about trivial things, but it's playful now. She meets Tyler and they get along. He's way more bearable when he's with you. Olivia grins. I have that effect. Even start getting along better with coworkers. Josh comments on it. You're like a different person. I'm the same person, just less defensive. Whatever it is, keep it up. Things are going so well that I let my guard down. Big mistake. One day, Olivia asked me to come over. I need to show you something. Show up at her apartment, and Melissa is there with Tyler and Zoe. What's going on? They're all grinning. Olivia pulls out her laptop. Remember when we first started arguing about soulmates? Yeah. And you made that spreadsheet? Unfortunately, yes. She turns the laptop around. It's a group chat from months ago, before we even started dating. Melissa's message: I bet you $20 they'll be dating within 6 months. Tyler's response: make it 50. This is too easy. Olivia's message: he's insufferable, but I'm going to see if I can make him admit he's wrong about soulmates. Scroll through months of them planning and coordinating. Wait, what? Melissa's dying laughing. We've been setting you two up for months. Tyler joins in. Dude, every time I said you talked about her constantly, that was us feeding information back and forth. Zoe adds, the party where you first kissed was planned. We made sure you'd end up on that balcony alone. Look at Olivia. You were in on this? She's trying not to laugh. To be fair, I genuinely started liking you, but you manipulated me into proving I was wrong about soulmates? You manipulated yourself, we just facilitated. Melissa is grinning. And you lost the argument spectacularly by falling in love. I'm not... Okay, fine, maybe I did. Tyler hands Melissa money. 6 months on the dot. Olivia's still watching me. Are you mad? Processing. Everyone is silent. This might be the most elaborate prank anyone's ever pulled on me. And it's actually kind of impressive. They all cheer. Olivia comes over. So we're good? Depends. Do you actually like me, or was this all just to win a bet? I really like you. The bet was just a bonus. Fine, I'll allow it. You'll allow it? She kisses me. Shut up. Tyler raises his glass. To soulmates. Everyone joins in except me. Look at Olivia. Fine, maybe soulmates exist. She grins. Say it louder. Maybe soulmates exist. Melissa cheers. He admits defeat. This is humiliating. Olivia whispers. But worth it? Unfortunately, yes. Spend the rest of the night getting roasted by everyone. Chiller. Brings up every time I was oblivious. Remember when I said you smiled at your phone and you denied it? Yes, I remember. We were all in a group chat about it. Zoe shows me screenshots of their planning. They coordinated everything from lunch suggestions to party invitations. This is borderline conspiracy. Melissa laughs. It's friendship with benefits, the benefit being your happiness. That's weirdly wholesome. Later, after everyone leaves, it's just me and Olivia. Are you really okay with this? I got manipulated into the best relationship I've had, so yeah. Best relationship? Don't let it go to your head. Too late. She's still grinning. So, about that whole soulmates don't exist thing, I may have been incorrect in my initial assessment. I'm recording this. Don't you dare. She's already holding up her phone. For the record, state your updated position on soulmates. I refuse. She kisses my cheek. Come on, for me? Fine. Maybe the concept of soulmates has some validity when accounting for compatibility, timing, and mutual effort. Such a romantic. I'm doing my best here. I know, and I appreciate it. My face when I spent months trying to win an argument about soulmates, only to get pranked into admitting they might exist. That feeling when you realize losing an argument was actually winning at life, and everyone was playing four-dimensional chess while you were playing checkers. Be me, 27-year-old guy living in an apartment with my best friend since college named Dante. Dante is one of those perpetually optimistic people who believes in the good in everyone and gives people way too many chances. I'm the opposite, cynical and realistic about human nature. We balance each other out, or at least that's what people tell us. One Tuesday evening, Dante comes home grinning like an idiot. Dude, I met someone. Cool. Who? Her name is Sienna. We met at the bookstore downtown. She's incredible. He shows me a photo on his phone. Pretty brunette with green eyes, looks normal enough. We're going out Friday night. I think she might be the one. It's been one conversation. Calm down. I'm serious, man. We talked for 3 hours. It just felt right. Happy for him, but also skeptical, because Dante falls fast and hard every time. Friday comes and he's getting ready for his date like it's prom night, spraying cologne everywhere and changing outfits 4 times. How do I look? You look fine. Just be yourself. What if I mess this up? You won't. Just relax. He leaves and I settle in for a night of gaming. Around midnight, he comes back looking euphoric. It was perfect, like actually perfect. Sits down and tells me everything about the date. Apparently they went to dinner, then walked around the city, talked about everything from philosophy to terrible reality TV. She's so easy to talk to, and she laughs at my jokes. That's great, man. I'm seeing her again Sunday. Over the next few weeks, Dante is constantly with Sienna or talking about her. Our apartment basically becomes his pit stop between dates. My other friend Wesley comes over one Saturday to watch the game. Where's Dante? Out with his girlfriend, Sienna. Oh, nice. When do we get to meet her? Probably soon. He's obsessed. A few more weeks pass and I still haven't actually met Sienna. Every time they make plans to come by the apartment, something comes up. She has a work emergency, family obligation, sudden migraine. Starting to seem suspicious. Mentioned this to Dante one evening. It's weird that I've never met her. She's just busy. Her schedule is intense. Doing what exactly? She works in corporate law, lots of late nights. Convenient excuse. He looks offended. Why are you being weird about this? I'm not being weird. It's just odd that your girlfriend of 2 months has never been here. She will be. Just give it time. Whatever you say. Decide to do some investigating because something feels off. Ask Dante what law firm she works for. Morrison and Associates downtown. Look it up online. No Sienna listed in their directory. Search her on social media using the last name Dante mentioned. Nothing comes up. Zero digital footprint. This is getting interesting. Confront Dante the next day. Hey, I tried to look up Sienna online to send her a friend request and couldn't find her. He barely looks up from his phone. She's not on social media. Says it's toxic. In 2024, nobody is completely off social media. Well, she is. She's private about her life. Or she doesn't exist. He slams his phone down. Why are you doing this? Doing what? Trying to make me doubt her? She's real. We're together. I'm just saying it's weird. You're weird for stalking her online. I wasn't stalking, I was curious. He goes to his room and shuts the door. Feel bad, but also more suspicious than ever. Wesley comes over a few days later. Tell him about the situation. That is pretty strange, right? No social media, never comes here, works at a firm she's not listed at. Maybe she's just private, or maybe she's not real and Dante is having some kind of episode. Wesley looks uncomfortable. That's a pretty serious accusation. I'm not accusing, I'm just observing patterns. Decide to test this theory. Next time Dante mentions a date with Sienna, I ask specific questions. Where are you guys going? This new Italian place on 5th Street? Which one? Giuseppe's. There is no Giuseppe's on 5th Street. Maybe it's 6th Street. I always mix them up. Convenient. The next day, I casually ask how dinner was. It was amazing. The pasta was incredible. What did you have? Carbonara. And what did Sienna have? He pauses for a second. She had the lasagna. Did you take any photos? No, we were too busy talking. Of course. Start documenting these inconsistencies in my phone. Dates that don't line up, places that don't exist, details that change. After 2 weeks, I have a whole list. Wesley thinks I'm taking this too far. Maybe just let him be happy? But what if he's delusional and needs help? Or what if she's real and you're being paranoid? One of us is right, and I intend to find out which. Decide to stage an intervention. Invite Wesley and our other friend Kazuo over. Kazuo is a psychology grad student, so he might have insights. They arrive and we sit Dante down. What's going on? Dante looks confused and slightly alarmed. We need to talk about Sienna. His face immediately closes off. Here we go, Wesley starts. We're just concerned because none of us have met her, Kazuo adds, and some of the things you've said about her don't quite add up. Pull out my phone with the list. Start reading off inconsistencies. You said you met her at Landmark Books, but that store closed 6 months ago. Dante looks confused. No, it didn't? Yes, it did. I drove by last week. It's empty. Then it was a different bookstore. Which one? I don't remember. Does it matter? Kind of, yeah. Continue down the list. Every restaurant he claims they went to either doesn't exist or wasn't open on the dates he mentioned. The law firm has no record of her. She has zero online presence. Dante is getting more agitated. So what, you think I'm making her up? We think you might be going through something. Kazuo leans forward. Sometimes our minds create things to cope with stress or loneliness. Dante stands up. This is insane. She's real. I see her almost every day. Then bring her here right now. She's at work. It's 8 p.m. on a Saturday. She's working late. Call her then, put her on speaker. He pulls out his phone and dials. It rings and rings. No answer. She's probably in a meeting. At 8 p.m. on Saturday, he looks defeated, sits back down and puts his head in his hands. I don't understand what's happening. Wesley and Kazu exchange looks. Maybe you should talk to someone professional. Dante is quiet for a long time. You really think I made her up? We think you believe she's real, which is what matters. He goes to his room without another word. Feel terrible but also vindicated. Clearly something is wrong. Wesley pulls me aside before leaving. That was intense. It had to be done. I guess, but be gentle with him. I will. Kazuo stops at the door. You know, there's another possibility. What? That you're wrong and she exists. All the evidence points to the contrary. Evidence can be misleading. Just keep an open mind. Over the next few days, Dante barely talks to me. He goes to work, comes home, goes straight to his room. Feel guilty, but also concerned. One evening, there's a knock at the door. Open it, and there's a woman standing there. Brunette, green eyes, exactly matching the photo. Hi, I'm Sienna. Holy shit. Is Dante home? Yeah, come in. She walks in, and I'm completely stunned. She's real. She's actually real. Dante mentioned you've wanted to meet me. Yeah, sorry for doubting you existed. She laughs, but it sounds off. It's okay, I've been busy. Dante comes out of his room. Sienna, I didn't know you were coming. Thought I'd surprise you. They hug and I feel like a complete idiot. I'll let you guys hang out. Head to my room and text Wesley. She's real. She just showed up. See, told you. Sit there feeling embarrassed about the whole intervention. Clearly I was wrong. About an hour later, there's a knock on my door. Open it, and Sienna is standing there alone. Can we talk? Sure. She comes in and sits on my desk chair. Dante told me you've been suspicious. I was concerned, that's all. It's sweet, actually. You're a good friend. Thanks. Sorry for being weird about it. She's looking at me intensely. Can I tell you something? Sure. You should pay attention to the lamp. What? The lamp in your living room, it's important. I don't understand. She smiles, but it doesn't reach her eyes. You will. The lamp will come for you. That's a weird thing to say. Just remember, when the lamp moves, wake up. She stands and leaves. Sit there completely confused. What the hell was that about? Go back out to the living room. Dante and Sienna are watching TV. Look at the lamp on the side table. It's just a regular lamp, silver base, white shade. Nothing special about it. You okay? Dante asks. Yeah, fine. Sit down with them and try to focus on the show, but keep glancing at the lamp. Sienna catches me looking and smiles. Later that night, after she leaves, confront Dante. You're a bit. Girlfriend is weird. What did she say to you? Something about a lamp. He laughs. She has a strange sense of humor. That wasn't humor, that was ominous. You're overthinking it. Maybe. Go to bed but can't stop thinking about what she said. The lamp will come for you. What does that even mean? Next morning, wake up and the lamp is on. No, I turned it off last night. Dante is already at work. Walk over and turn it off. Feel uneasy. Throughout the day, keep checking the lamp. It's off every time I look. Wesley comes over that evening. So you met the mysterious girlfriend? Yeah, she's real but also really strange. Strange how? Tell him about the lamp comment. That is weird. We're sitting on the couch and I'm watching the lamp. Dude, you're staring at it. She said the lamp will come for me. That doesn't make sense. I know. Suddenly the lamp flickers. Did you see that? Wesley looks. See what? The lamp just flickered. It's off. It was on for a second. He looks concerned. Maybe you should get some sleep. I'm not tired, but I am feeling weird. Head is fuzzy. Wesley leaves and I'm alone with the lamp. It flickers again. This time I see it clearly. Walk over to unplug it, but the cord isn't plugged in. How is it flickering? Pick up the lamp to examine it. The base is warm. Drop it and back away. This is insane. Call Dante. Hey, what's up? Your lamp is haunted or something. What? It keeps flickering, but it's not plugged in. Are you high? No, I'm serious. I'll be home in an hour. Sit on the couch as far from the lamp as possible. It flickers again, then stays on. Bright, impossibly bright. Shield my eyes. Hear a voice. Wake up, Sienna's voice. The lamp is calling. You need to wake up. Wake up from what? The light gets brighter. Entire room is washing out. Furniture starting to look less solid. Walls are breathing. What is happening? Try to stand, but legs won't work. You ate the mushrooms. What? Look down and there's a small baggie on the coffee table. Mushrooms. Dried, weird looking. Memory flashing. Came home from work. Dante wasn't home. Found the baggie on the counter. Thought they were dried shiitake. Made them in pasta. Oh no. You need to wake up now. Sienna is standing in front of me, but she's glowing. None of this is real. You're real. I'm part of the trip. I'm what your mind created to warn you. Warn me about what? That you're too deep. The lamp is your anchor point. Focus on it. The lamp is still bright, so bright it hurts. When you wake up, don't eat random mushrooms. I thought they were for cooking. They were Duncan's stash from his foraging trip. Duncan? Who's Duncan? Your roommate. My roommate is Dante. No, you created Dante in the trip. Your real roommate is Duncan. Nothing makes sense. The light is consuming everything. Sienna is fading. Remember, reality is waiting. She's gone. Just me and the lamp. The lamp is everything now. Reach toward it. When I touch it, everything shatters. Wake up. On my couch, head pounding, stomach churning. Look around. Apartment looks different. Walls are blue, not gray. Different furniture. Guy I don't recognize is standing in the kitchen. Dude, you're finally awake. Who are you? It's me, Duncan? Your roommate? No, Dante is my roommate. Who? Dante, we've lived together for 3 years. Duncan looks concerned. Bro, we've been roommates for 8 months and there's no Dante. What? You ate my foraged mushrooms yesterday. I've been monitoring you for the past 6 hours. 6 hours? Yeah, man. You've been on the couch talking to yourself about lamps and some girl named Sienna. It felt like weeks. That's how strong those things are. I tried to warn you they weren't for eating, but you were already gone. Struggle to sit up. Everything feels wrong. Here, drink this. Hands me water. You had a pretty intense trip. Dante isn't real. No, dude. You made him up. Your brain created a whole narrative. What about Wesley and Kazuo? Who? My friends. Duncan pulls out his phone. Your contacts list has like 8 people in it, none named Wesley or Kazuo. Feel like reality is crumbling. It's okay. Trips can feel incredibly real. I once thought I lived as a medieval knight for what felt like years. What about Sienna? The girl you kept talking to on the couch? Yeah. Total hallucination, but it sounds like she tried to help you realize you were tripping. She told me to watch the lamp. Your subconscious trying to create an exit point. Look at the lamp on the side table. It's completely different from the one in the trip. Black base, red shade. That lamp has been there the whole time you kept staring at it. This is too much. Let it settle. Your brain needs time to readjust. Spend the next hour trying to piece together reality. Check my phone. Messages from people I don't remember. My job is different than I thought. My entire life is different. How long have I lived here? 8 months. We met through a roommate app. Where did I live before? Someplace across town with a guy named Rico. Not Dante? There is no Dante, man. I'm sorry. Feel like I'm mourning someone who never existed. It happens. Psychedelics can create really vivid false memories. The whole intervention with my friends. Watching Dante fall in love. Suspecting his girlfriend wasn't real. All of it was in my head. Wild, right? That's an understatement. For what it's worth, your trip narrative was pretty complex. Created an entire person and convinced myself his girlfriend was fake. When really you were the one not real. That's depressing. Or enlightening, depending on how you look at it. Check my calendar on my phone. Yesterday was Thursday, not Tuesday. Lost track of time completely. You kept asking what day it was. I told you, but you didn't believe me. How did you not take me to the hospital? You were coherent enough, and I've dealt with this before, plus you specifically told me not to. Said you had to figure out the lamp. The lamp was my way out. Apparently. Look at it again. Just a regular lamp. Nothing special. But in the trip, it was everything. Want to talk about what happened in there? Not really. Fair enough. Trips are personal. Spend the rest of the day trying to ground myself. Eating food, watching familiar shows, texting real people. But part of me misses Dante, even though he never existed. Miss Wesley and Kazu too. Miss the version of life I thought I had. Duncan orders pizza. You'll feel normal in a day or two. Hope so. And maybe don't eat random mushrooms anymore? Definitely learned that lesson. Lying in bed that night, staring at the ceiling, thinking about Sienna. She was right about the lamp. My subconscious created her to warn me. Pretty clever brain. Or pretty terrifying. Wonder if Dante would have liked me in real life. Wonder if someone like Sienna exists. Wonder if I'm even fully awake now. Duncan knocks on my door. You good? Yeah, just processing. It's a lot, I know. Thanks for watching me. That's what roommates do. He seems nice. Not Dante, but nice. Close my eyes and try to sleep. Dream about lamps. My face when I gaslit my imaginary friend into thinking his girlfriend was imaginary while I was the one who was actually imaginary the whole time. That feeling when you realize your entire reality was a mushroom trip and you spent 6 hours creating complex interpersonal drama inside your own head while your real roommate made sure you didn't die on the couch.